Well, hello everybody. It's lovely to see you again. Hope you're having a nice week in school. I don't know what lessons you've been doing lately, but I hope they've been fun. I'm sure they are with all your teachers, and that you're all keeping well and safe. And we're getting very near to Christmas. You've probably noticed that. There are lots of Christmassy things in the shops. Christmas food, Christmas presents, Christmas treats, all sorts of things. And there are lots of signs that Christmas isn't far away. And actually, in the church, we've always had signs of Christmas and signs of where we are now in the church's year, called Advent, which means it's coming. We're getting towards the time when we welcome a baby Jesus on Christmas Day. But we remember all the good things that God promised before he was born. And we do remember too all of the things that help us to understand who Jesus was and why he came to this earth. But one of the things you must have seen lots of is a star. Now, everyone's had stars for a long time. We're all used to stars. Every culture that I know of has had stars as a symbol for many years. Sometimes we just look up into the sky and we see all of those stars twinkling away, and they are reminders of really how small we are. We're just a tiny little dot on planet Earth, and those stars are millions of light years away. I don't know how many hundreds of millions of miles that is, but the beams from those stars take a long, long time to get here. And we look up there and we think, wow, that is amazing, fantastic. And perhaps we don't do it as much as we did, but in old times, before there were things like sat-navs, before anyone had invented batteries to go in torches or even electric light, stars were very, very important. They were things that not only provided light for people to see something of where they were going, but they actually showed people where to go. And people used to have special detailed maps of the stars so that they would know what the stars meant, and if they followed particular stars, where that would take them. So it was an amazing sort of thing. And they were well used to stars. And if you remember the story of Jesus, there was a big star in that. A star that brought some visitors from a long way away from an eastern country to see Jesus in Bethlehem. Somehow, by reading their stars, and they were experts in that, they knew that Jesus had been born. There was a king who had arrived, and they didn't know where he would be. And they went first to the palace to see King Herod, who was very worried indeed about another king to take his place. And then somehow they began to realise that this star wasn't going to stop until it had arrived in Bethlehem. And we always remember that star in Advent and Christmas. I've got a star here. This is one that's been on our Christmas tree. Can you see it? It's quite a big star, and it's the right shape. It's got 5 points and lots of sparkly bits on it. And it's got a ring on the top that you can hang it from a curtain pole or something like that, or wherever you put the string to. And it's a bit of a decorative tree, really, but we all get the message that the star is an important part of the Christmas story. But I want to show you another star that we haven't had very long, because if you look around, you may see there's quite a lot of windows that have a poster which says Frimley Shines. And Frimley Shines is a special project which means that everybody who's part of the church, not only our church but lots of other churches too, has put a star in their window to actually not show people the way, but to make a symbol that Jesus is someone we follow in this house, and to show that the light of Jesus shines here. Ours is a special one. It's quite a nice one. Can you see it? It's the right shape, and it's not as sparkly and tinsely as the other one that I've just shown you. But I do want to show you this. Can you see? I don't know if you can see that very well. I'm doing this at night, so we've got our light on. and it's a little bit dark, but you can see that there are lights called LED lights in this star. And when we put it in our upstairs room and put it on at night, those stars can be seen all the way down to Frimley Green Road. In fact, you might even see it if you look up when you're walking past the church, because we've got a poster which says Frimley shines. And Frimley shines because Jesus shines. I'm going to put that there just for the minute. I'll hold it there. And we want to remember that the star that showed the wise people, the astrologers, I think we would call them these days, the Magi, showed them the way to Jesus's birthplace in Bethlehem, wasn't just there for direction, but was a star for all time to remind us that Jesus is the light of the world. And it is Jesus who shows us the way and gives us the light that helps us not to fall about in the darkness, but helps us to make a lovely symbol that we know that Jesus is there for us. So as we get nearer Christmas, look out for the stars in people's windows. Look out for the lights that are shining. And when you see them, don't just think that looks pretty. Perhaps it does. But think too, this actually is telling us that Jesus is the light for the world. And he is shining for us too. And if you make some stars in school or do some decorations or craft work around them, don't forget too what that means for everybody, because Jesus is the light for the world who shows us the way to go. So take care everybody, and I'll be back very soon just before Christmas.